Is so familiar, but that's why you couldn't stay. Too many ghosts, too many haunted dreams. Besides, you were built to find your own way. But after all these years, I thought we'd still hold on. But when I reach for you and search your eyes, I see you've already gone. That's okay, I'll be fine. I've got myself all here in time. But when you leave, just remember what we've had. There's more to life than just you. I may cry, but I'll make it through. And I know that the sun will shine again, though I will think of you now and then. You can't do a thing with ashes, but throw them to the wind. Though this heart may be in pieces now, you know I'll build it up again, and I'll come back stronger.
Good morning, Unity of Savannah. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud. All right, are y'all ready? My soul is welcome. Hey, great job, y'all.
It is well with my soul. Said all is well in my world.
In my world,
All is well.
all is well.
Oh, in my world.
In my world,
Said all is well. Oh, in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. Oh, all is well in my world.
in my
I
world,
said all is well.
all is well.
Oh, in my world.
In my world,
Oh, all is well in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. God is love. God is love. So am I. God is love. So am I. I said God is love. So am I. God is love. God is love, and so am I. Tell somebody God is love, and so are you. I said God is love. So are you. I said God is love. Oh, so are you. Oh, God is love. So are you. God is love. God is love, and so are you. Come on, Kyle, give me some guitar, man. Come on, baby. I said all is well in my world.
in my world,
Oh, all is well. Oh, in
my
my
world.
world. Oh, all is well in my world. All is well. All is well in my world. Take it home. I said all is well. All is well in my world. Oh, it is well. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Savannah. I'm Reverend Dale Worley. Unity of Savannah is a center for spiritual awakening. Come on, Kyle. Give me something back here, man. Give it up for Kyle Shaver, the Spirit I Am Band. John, I need a little bit more on this, please. Bring me up a little bit. Good morning. Unity of Savannah is a center for spiritual awakening. Let's say, I'm alive. I'm awake. I am alert. I am enthusiastic. And I am welcome here. Tell your neighbor, you are welcome here. You are welcome here. Just the way you are. You are wanted here. Open up your heart. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here. Open up your heart. We recognize God as life, love, and the ground of all being here at Unity. And we celebrate God by what? Living fully, loving lavishly, and being all that we can be. If it's your very first time here at Unity of Savannah and you would like to receive our blessing and a welcome packet, just hold up your hand. And if you'd rather not do that, you can always get one on your way out. But Dr. Betty will be glad to bring you a welcome packet. Anybody else here for the first time? Or coming back after the second or third time? Is it anybody's second or third time? Yeah. Hi, in the back. We're glad you're back. Good to see you. So we have our Unity blessing. What do we say? We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the light of Christ shining in you. Just the way you are. You are wanted here. So open up your heart. Let's say it again. You are welcome here.
Just the way you are. You are wanted here. So open
Up your heart. How about a hand for the band, the Spirit I Am Band? I invite you to move into prayer with me, if you would. Take a couple of deep breaths and allow your eyes to close. As we turn within, as our way shower, Jesus of Nazareth, invited us to go inside and pray in secret, and you will be rewarded in secret. So as we turn within, we turn away from the outer world and any cares or concerns that we might have brought with us today. Anything that we have been carrying around that's been a heavy burden, we just turn away from it and we return to our source, the source of all good that lives within each person, that is in your heart right now. So place your hand on your heart, breathe into your heart, and know that deep within your heart is love and peace and wisdom and everything that you need to live a full and prosperous life. We're so grateful for this time of prayer to join heart to heart and mind to mind and know our oneness with God, with each other, and with all of creation. So we give thanks in advance for a beautiful experience together this morning, for all the blessings that we know and claim as we move through our day. And we release our prayer now and allow it to do its perfect work in the name of all that is holy and beautiful and true. And so it is. Amen. Amen. And from that prayerful state of consciousness, I invite you, if you would, to please affirm our vision, mission, and purpose statements together. Our vision, we connect through the energy of joy and our mission, we embrace a positive, loving, and uplifting approach to spirituality. And our purpose, we are an inclusive spiritual community. Look at someone and say, you are welcome here. You are included here. This is the only finger pointing that we do at Unity. You are the light of the world, and don't you forget that. And we want to celebrate everybody that's having a birthday in the month of May. Can you believe it's May tomorrow already? So next Sunday, we're going to start trying something new. We want to have a potluck on birthday Sunday instead of just a cake. So, yay, come on, give it up for potlucks. We celebrate everything. Potluck, yes! So if you want to bring something to the potluck, please let Amanda know. She's our spiritual center host in the office. There's a sign-up sheet in the hall. We need someone to bring a cake, and then whatever that you want to share, like what is your grandma's secret recipe that you can whip up and bring down here next Sunday. I look forward to sampling that. Everybody likes to feed the minister, you know. I was skinny when I moved down here. So everybody is welcome to hang out with us next Sunday and celebrate everybody that has a birthday or any sort of anniversary celebration. If it's your sobriety date and you want to share that, that's great. If you've been married for 100 years, that's great. Or even 1 year, that's great too. So we're celebrating y'all next week. And also, I'm going to start a class on prosperity that's going to go through the whole summer. It starts on Thursday evening, May the 18th, and it's based on the book, Even Mystics Have Bills to Pay. It's about learning how to balance a spiritual life while earning an earthly living. It's a lot of practical tools in the book and in the class that we'll be working through together. So let me know if you're interested in that. And there's one more thing that I keep forgetting. What is it? Pictures of your mother. It's Mother's Day on 2 Sundays from now, the 14th of May. So if there's someone that represents the divine feminine mother energy in your life, whether it's your birth mother or someone that has fulfilled that role for you, your grandmother, send us a picture. And if you're watching online, send us a picture. Send it to office@unitysavannah.org, and we'll do a little slideshow before and after the service on Mother's Day. And I know some of y'all are like the CMEs, right? Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. So we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Bring your mom to church day. So I'm going to talk this morning about tithing. He's asking for money, yes. Tithing, because I've been a tither for 20 years, over 20 years, and I am living a prosperous life. I'm going to talk more about that later because a lot of people don't understand what that is, what it means. There's some of y'all might get hooked by that a little bit. So not only are you going to hear from me, but we have a couple of testimonies today, and as always, some really great music from our band. So we're going to light our Christ candle this morning to represent the divine idea of prosperity.
Prosperity. I am in the flow of prosperity. I am always growing, always changing. I cooperate with my growth and welcome positive change by freely circulating those items I've outgrown. items that no longer reflect who I am and who I'm becoming. I bless and release those items with gratitude, trusting that they will go to those who need them to support their growth and development. Secure in my prosperity, I never fear being without what I need. I am in the flow of giving and receiving, one of countless channels sharing a single source. All abundance originates in God, and this knowledge is the key to prosperous living. I give and receive joyfully with trust and gratitude. From Corinthians, and God is able to provide you with every blessing in abundance, so that by always having enough of everything, you may share abundantly in every good work. Our affirmation for today is I am in the flow of prosperity. Let's say that together. I am in the flow of prosperity.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Think about somebody in your life that is a blessing to you. And just hold them in your heart as we sing this song together, and know that as we affirm that we are blessed for our dear one, we are also blessing them together by the power of our love and our intention. So we're singing this for ourselves and our loved one. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Our thoughts are prayer, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always here. And every thought becomes a prayer.
We let the sound of these bowls be an invitation to once again turn within. If you haven't already, allow your eyes to gently close. Take a couple more deep, full breaths. And feel your body relax. Allow the seat to support you. Maybe lean back just a little bit in your chair so that you're breathing unobstructed. Feel the belly expand with every breath that you take. And on an exhalation, just allow yourself to sigh out and try to breathe out all the air within your belly. Maybe do that a couple of times. And as we breathe out, we feel the shoulders relax and drop, the muscles in the neck relax. We know that we are immersed in the Holy Spirit of love and oneness, and we allow an awareness of that Spirit to move over us from the top of our head to the bottoms of our feet. minds are open and expanded. We are guided by divine wisdom in all that we think, say, do, and feel. And so we listen for the still, small voice of the Spirit of truth that dwells within each one of us and all of us as we sit together in the stillness of prayer. When peace like a river attendeth my soul, and sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. Here we all are, gathered together in this place. Why are we here? What is our purpose? What is God's will? How do we know what's true and what's real? But we may not know where life's road may lead, but it doesn't matter long as we believe the God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever the question may be.
What's going on in this world today? Where do we fit? What can we do to make a difference? What can we say? Where do we go? This way or that way? But if we all pray and truly believe and love one another, we can let the world see that God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever the question may be. Well, we may not know where life's road may lead, but it doesn't matter long as we believe that God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever the question may be.
Thank you so much. How about another hand for our band, the Spirit I Am Band? Kyle Shiver, our music director, Linda Morgan on the keyboard, Jim Reed on the drums, and Nate Saraceno on the bass. The hardest working band in New Thought. Hey, I love money. Come on now, talk to me. I love money. I'm a magnet for money. Can you say that with me? Every day, in every way, I am growing richer and richer. Let's say that all together. Every day, in every way, I am growing richer and richer. You know, when I first started coming to Unity some 25 years ago, I was in hell consciousness. Can I get a witness from somebody? I was very attracted to the little Unity Center that I was attending because they were very calm and they were having a good time and they all seemed to really be enjoying life, having a full life, and some of them, in my young mind, were old ladies. So I'm just going to say it out. I'm being authentic as possible this morning, and I'm like, they shouldn't be acting like this. So I'm like, whatever it is they got, I want some of that. You know, I will never forget, as long as I live, one Sunday I got there early and I was walking with Louise, who was one of the pillars of our community. I was walking with her down the aisle to help her to her seat. She had a walker, and we were quiet, and she just out of the blue popped up and said, "Dale, if you're happy when you're young, you'll be happy when you're old." Okay, thank you. She was a pretty happy person, even though she had a walker. She had to have someone drive her around. She was living her best life. So well, how do they do that? I want to know how they do that. So my mission, my personal mission statement, I enliven, enlighten, and enrich spiritual community through bold, inspired leadership. And today, let's get enriched. Let's feel rich. The reason that I became a minister is because I'm one of those people that can't keep a secret. And I know that makes y'all that come to me for spiritual counseling feel very confident. But actually, as soon as you tell me something, it goes straight out of my head. So you don't have to worry about anything. But unity to me had some of the mysteries of the universe. Like they were helping me understand how God works in my life. I can use spiritual principle to improve my life, to move out of the hell consciousness that I was living in to an attitude of heavenly consciousness, to live my life in heaven. I love that Ricky Byers song that says, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today, because it's a choice. But when we're entrenched in certain ways of thinking and feeling and acting in the world, sometimes it takes a little bit to get from here over to here, a little bit of work. But the trick is just make every step that you take go in that direction. Sooner or later, I feel like Louise, I'm happy. Things are going well for me. And it's a lot easier to be happy when you can pay your bills. You know, they say that the spiritual laws around prosperity that we practice are not magic. But yet, sometimes it feels like magic to me, especially when I'm working with the law of tithing, the spiritual law of tithing. So I give 10% of whatever I receive directly back to God. Now, I can't walk up to God and hand God some money, right? But I want to put my source first in my life. So I take the first fruits, the first tenth of everything that I receive, and generally I give it back to Unity Savannah. There was a few years ago where I came up here. All of y'all were doing something else that day. I was in here by myself, and I said, if you want me to stay here, I am 100% all the way in. And in the book of Malachi, it says, prove me now. Put me to the test. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse and see if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so much that you can't even contain it all. So I take that to heart. And I believe that the window of heaven is within me and the blessings pour out. So ever since that day, I have taken 10% of my salary and it goes right back to Unity of Savannah. Because before that, I would take my 10% and I might give some to Unity, and I might give some over here, and I might give some over here. Because the law says we give to where we receive our spiritual nourishment. That's kind of an older, traditional New Thought way of saying it. It's like you would give to Unity of Savannah because we give you spiritual food, like there's something that we have that you don't. And that's not true. Everybody has access to the unlimited resources of the universe by turning within. God lives in your heart. God lives within each one of us, everybody, without exception. So we're not giving you anything special that you don't already have. We might be opening your mind a little bit, helping you to unlock the door to your heart just a little bit. But we're not giving you anything that you don't already have. So I tithe to, I think of it this way. channels for God's good. Unity of Savannah, God dressed up like Unity of Savannah. God in unity clothes. So I'm going to give my first 10%, the whole tithe. I'm going to bring it into this storehouse. I'm going to keep doing it. Now, have I ever got scared and stopped tithing? Yes, because I'm a human person and I get scared sometimes. Did God throw a lightning bolt at me and strike me dead? Did I suddenly lose my job and my home and my relationship and my health? No, because God doesn't punish us, right? Right? God does not punish us, so you're not going to get in trouble if you don't tithe. But I know from experience it is a spiritual principle that we can use to increase our awareness of God's good that is within us and all around us all the time. But don't just take my word for it. I've invited 2 of the Unity Board of Trustees who are tithers to share their experience with tithing. And so please help me welcome Darlene Beasley, who's also on our prayer team.
Including the people who were talking about tithing. One of the funniest memories I have about that is there were some televangelists who would get up and cry and leak their mascara all over the place, and one of them went to jail for taking money. But that was what I thought about tithing and giving. So fast forward a little bit, my first prosperity teacher was Edwin Gaines, and she taught me that you could tithe where your soul was fed. And of course today that is Unity of Savannah, but that wasn't always the case. And so, I could give up some of that suspicion about the church and tithe where I felt like my soul was being fed. So that was early in my tithing and early in my prosperity journey, and so it was a financial transaction for me. I was going to give so that I could get. And I really believe that it didn't matter about the motive, because putting it out there brought the flow back to me, and I believe that today. A lot of years later, I've been really blessed and really prospered in my life. There was a time when I was struggling a little bit, and I have tithed ever since, I started tithing. And I have seen the benefits of that. But I was challenged financially, and I kept looking for a way to lower my expenses. And it finally dawned on me that I didn't need to lower my expenses. I needed to increase my income. And so it changed my belief about money. It changed my relationship with money, and it changed my belief about how all this works. So, I'm not evolved past the human condition. There are times when I get afraid or when I have doubts. And so I go back to always the verse in Matthew 6:33, where it talks about seek ye first the kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. And that has been proven over and over in my life. So today, It is not a financial transaction for me. It is my affirmation and my act of trust that source is unlimited and always available to me. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marguerite Kukat. I'm also on the board, and I have been coming to Unity of Savannah since the summer of 2005. And Reverend Dale asked me to come up here and talk about tithing, and I thought to myself, don't get me started. And how do I talk about tithing and not talk about prosperity consciousness? And how do I not talk about the 4 parts of prosperity? It's not just money, it's health and relationships and either career, work, activity, and all these things swirling around in my mind. So I'm just going to try to hone in on tithing and just, so I started looking back on my life. I have been blessed throughout my life with many opportunities to be prosperous. And there have been periods of my life where I had a ton of money and I traveled and didn't think a thing of buying plane tickets and going places or whatever. And there have been times in my life where I was very afraid that I wouldn't have enough money to pay the bills, but throughout it, I believed that I would be okay. And it really comes down to whatever you believe is true. Whatever you believe is true for you. Whatever I believe is true for me. So, also looking back on it, there were 3 businesses that I was part owner of, at different times in my life. And all 3 of those businesses brought in a lot of money. And all 3 of those businesses eventually failed. And that was before I discovered Unity and before I discovered tithing. And so I think that when you make a lot of money, it's even harder when you lose it, And so that was a lesson for me. All those experiences were lessons for me. So at some point, I got introduced to Unity, and at that point in my life, I was like, well, why would anybody go to church? That's kind of a downer, going to church. And anyway, I went into this small Unity, and I went into the bookstore. I looked at the books they were reading, the titles of the books. And I'm like, oh, well, if they're reading these books, okay, I get it. I would like to hang with these people. And so when I knew that I was going to be moving to Savannah, I looked online to see if there was a Unity, found out there was. And so in my mind, I made a commitment right then. I'm all in. I'm going to Unity of Savannah. Had not even been here or anything. I'm like, I am all in. And at that time, I started giving, and my life just continued to get better and better. And so I can say that for me, tithing works. And it was a rocky road because I was still starting to learn about tithing. And so I asked myself, well, why do I tithe? Why do I tithe? Well, part of it is Edwene Gaines' book I read. Also, Darlene mentioned Edwene Gaines. She wrote this great book, The 4 Laws of Prosperity. And another mentor, Mary Morrissey, has written some books. And so throughout Unity bookstore and literature, you can find books to read that explain about tithing. But I tithe here because when I came here, I wanted to belong to a community of people that I felt comfortable with. Because I like to talk about metaphysical things. I like to talk about the power of belief and thought and how we are creating our experiences with our thoughts and beliefs. And so I don't want to talk about that to people that are threatened by that and feel uncomfortable, because I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. So I want to come here where I can talk about those things with people that enjoy talking about that. And so my sense of belonging, part of it is giving financially. When I give a donation to Unity of Savannah, that cements in my mind, I belong here. I own Unity. Not like I'm the only owner, but I'm part of it. Just like, this is probably not a good analogy, but if you join a club and you pay membership dues, you're part of that club. So Unity's my club, and I pay my dues here. And I want to, and I enjoy it. I like feeling part of it. Of course, there are many other ways to feel part of it. Go to classes, volunteer, come to the potluck, come listen to the message, bring your friends. It all comes together, but for me, like I said, I've had many financial ups and downs in my life. And then, I'll just say this, that after the age of 50, I reinvented myself and started a new career. And so I started out, I'm going to be a life coach. I am a life coach. And that's my passion. However, I never did actually make enough money as a life coach to support myself completely. And so I made up my mind, I'm going to try something different. I don't know what it's going to be. Well, something came to me, and it was not anything that I expected, but I'm just saying that it was because I opened my mind. So tithing is part of it, but also taking responsibility and working the principles that we learn here spiritually. And so tithing is a way that I demonstrate that I believe in abundance, that I believe that the universe supports me. I choose to believe that, and I choose to practice it, and part of that practice is tithing. And it works for me. I'm actually earning more money now than I ever have, and part of it is tithing. So that's all I got to say.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Brother. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that in my job description, I'm the spiritual leader of Unity of Savannah, so I'm responsible for the classes and the services and spiritual counseling and the prayer team, those sort of things. But I'm also the administrative director, so I'm responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations of Unity Savannah and working with our board and our staff to make sure that all, as Bob says, all the trains run on time, everything gets paid and stuff. And even though I'm looking at financial statements, I don't care how much money you give to Unity Savannah. I'm not looking at your giving records. No one is ever going to come to your house from Unity and say, can I see your tax return? You're not paying your 10% tax to Unity. Just like everything else here, your giving is between you and God. I am not here to get in between you and your God. You don't need anybody to go between you and God. So I'm not going to get in the way of your prosperity either. That's totally up to you. So if you're a tither, that's great. Keep going. If you've thought about doing it before and you're unsure about it, we have a little practice that we want to share with you that's kind of like sticking your toe in the water of tithing. I said earlier that I give 10% of all my salary to Unity of Savannah. But anything extra I give, I pick out where I want to give it. So I might give Marguerite a tithe if she did something that I felt blessed me. I might give it to the waitress if I'm having a bad day and she lifted me up. So there's extra money that I get over my expected income that I call unexpected income, and whenever I get any of that money, I tithe right away on that. So we're going to flip it for you a little bit, and we're rolling out today an unexpected income program. So when you came in the door, you should have got an envelope, a little square of paper and a pen. If you did not get one, raise your hand and Dr. Betty will bring you something. Marguerite? Remember when I said we don't point fingers? That was a joke when I did that, okay? It's called irony. Yeah, right? So you got a little envelope. It says unexpected income, and there's 4 ways. There's 4 like steps that we're going to use to work this. So you have to make space for God to show up in your life. Everything is created twice. It's created once in mind and then in the physical realm. Our friends in Religious Science Centers for Spiritual Living tell us that we need to make a mental equivalent of whatever we want to see manifest in our life. So if we want to receive more money, we have to make space for more money to show up. So I think I shared with some of y'all that I'm going on sabbatical in the fall, and I'm taking a trip to India for a month. So I decided that I wanted at least $1,000 to take with me on my trip, because my friend I'm going with said you're going to need at least $1,000. So I have a little bank account. Every time I spend some money with my debit card, it puts $1 in this automatically little savings account. Anybody else got that? So that little account, I decided that's going to be my India account. So I named it. You know how you can nickname your accounts on online banking? I went in there and nicknamed it India. So this is my container for my India fund, and I expect at least $1,000 in there. Before the week was out, I received $800 in unexpected income that I put in that account. Right now, it has over $1,000 in it, and I've already spent money out of it getting my passport. Yeah, see how this works? You make space for God to show up in your life, and you set your intentions. So that's what we're doing with these little envelopes. It might seem silly, it might seem like a magic trick, but I dare you to try it and see what happens. So here's what you do is anytime you get any unexpected income between now and June 11th, you put it in this, you put 10% of it in this envelope in cash. Because there's something about money, cash. You know, I do almost everything online with credit cards and stuff, but I like to give money. Like I like to give real money. I like to have a fat pile of money in my hand because it makes me feel rich, right? So anytime you get any money that you didn't expect, and I'm not even going to give you examples of that because I don't want to limit you on like it has to be this way. Just know that you're expecting unexpected income for the next 40 days. So if you get $100, take $10 and put it in this envelope right here. Now, I wrote my name on it because this is my money that I'm going to give back to God, my 10%, right? I'm claiming it. Then I wrote on here, every day in every way, I'm growing richer and richer. So here's the second step. If you want to participate, every morning when you get up, when you do your meditation, whatever it is you do in the morning, read your daily word or whatever, say this affirmation. Use this affirmation. Every day in every way, I'm growing richer and richer. Let's say it together. Every day in every way, I am growing richer and richer. There's something about doing this with a group of people. Like when I do this tomorrow morning, I know that some of y'all are going to be doing it with me. That helps me to rise up in consciousness. I feel like I'm not doing it alone. We're supporting each other, and we're all one, right? We're all connected heart to heart. So if I prosper, you prosper. If you prosper, I prosper. We're all lifting each other up. So Unity Savannah is a prospering organism made up of all of us. So what is it? Every day in every way, I am growing richer and richer. Richer and richer. Why June 11th? Why that date? Because it's 40 days between now and that Sunday. How about that? 40 days. Yes, I put a updated one in there for you guys, but that's my fault. I put the wrong date on there when I gave them the first slide. But thank you. I knew you'd catch that. The detail person. Yeah. So, yes, it's June 11th. 40 days and 40 nights is the number of days that it rained during the flood before Noah landed the ark, right? 40 days and 40 nights. Jesus wandered in the wilderness before he began his ministry. He was tempted by the devil, all that stuff. 40 metaphysically means a sufficient amount of time for something to happen. So it's a 40-day practice between now and June 11th. So every time you get some money you didn't expect, put 10% in cash in here. Use your every day in every way. I'm growing richer and richer. And then on Sunday, June 11th, bring your envelope back with the money in it. We have a line item in our budget that says unexpected income because we decided as a board of trustees we needed to create a container for extra money. Yes? Yeah, come on! I love our board. They are so awesome. So Michelle, the board, will you stand up? Marguerite, Darlene, Linda, give them a hand because they're doing a great job. And if you're ever interested in being on the board or want to know what you do as a member of the board of trustees, talk to one of these ladies and they'll straighten you right out. So we have a line item in the budget that says unexpected income. So when you bring this back, it's got your name on it. We're going to count all the money, and then we're going to say, did you know, as a community, we received $1 million in unexpected income, and we know this to be true because we have 100,000 of it right here, right? This is how we prosper together. And when I said $1 million this morning, they were like, is that all you want? Do I hear 2 million? So, and then there's one more thing that you want to do along with this, and this is clear a space in your life, physically, somehow. So, Catherine Ponder, Reverend Catherine Ponder, grew up in South Carolina. She's a Unity minister, and she lived in Birmingham, Alabama for a long time, and that's where she wrote her first book, Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. And this is back before computers, so she had a secretary who was typing up the book for her. She went through 3 secretaries because they started practicing the prosperity laws that they were typing about, and they got better jobs. Seriously. So I have a little audio clip of, I love to hear her voice, Dr. Catherine Ponder talking about prosperity.
This is Catherine Ponder sharing with you this prosperity thought. Magnetic influences are transmitted perfectly through a vacuum. By forming a vacuum, you become magnetic to your good. How can you do this in some simple way? Get rid of what you do not want to make way for what you do want. Clean out the closets, the desk drawers, the house, the car, the office. You can unblock and undam your good by forming a vacuum in these ways. A woman in Chicago heard about this vacuum law of prosperity one night at a lecture. She stayed home the next day and cleaned out closets and drawers. Nothing happened when she cleaned out closets, but when she cleaned out dresser drawers, she found $30 tucked away that she had forgotten about. Another woman formed a vacuum by cleaning out all of her pocketbooks. In one, she found $40 that she had forgotten about. When a businessman cleaned out his desk, he found an old bank book containing $11,000 in savings, plus 7 years interest. So get busy and clean up and clean out. This will make you magnetic to your good. For this purpose, declare often, by forming a vacuum, I become magnetic to my good, because magnetic influences are transmitted perfectly through a vacuum. As I clean up and clean out, I unblock and undam my goods. I now prosper by forming a vacuum. You are invited to obtain a copy of this free monthly publication entitled
That's good, guys.
Keys.
Thank you. I actually posted this to our Facebook page, so you can check that out there or download the little graphic. So I have a little office desk at home, and for a while, every time I would go in there, I would just like throw stuff on it. Just like I got this big pile of papers and books and all this stuff, things falling in the floor. And every time I would come home from being down here and go home, I would, I'm already feeling like, oh, I got so much to do. And then I would get home and there's another pile of stuff waiting on me. And I just, I can't even come home and rest. I got all this stuff to do. So I decided I'm going to practice this prosperity principle of making space for God. So one day, on Monday, on my day off, I got up, did my coffee and daily word, spiritual and physical, right? And then I set about cleaning off my desk. I filed papers away. I paid some bills that were laying on there, that sort of thing, recycled papers, and then the dreaded drawer that I opened up, and I started doing the same thing. I'm like cleaning things out, and while I was doing that, I like to save cards that people give me, because if I'm having a bad day some days, I take the cards out and I look at them, and it reminds me of how much I'm loved, right? So I was like, oh, look, there's some cards in there, and I got one out and opened it. There was $100 in there, 5 $20 bills. And you better believe I tithed $10, even though I already had the money. I'm like, I don't care. This stuff works. So it really does work if you work it. So right now, here at Unity of Savannah, we want to thank Amanda, who works in the office, because we've had a whole pile of stuff that's been building up in the closet over there. And she is like picking away at it, selling things on eBay. So like those speakers that used to hang up there that have been under that table for 2 years, she started working on eBay to find somebody to buy them. A church in Iowa was looking to upgrade their sound system, and the preacher just happened to be going on vacation to Savannah, so he picked up the speakers and paid for them while he was here, so no one had to pay shipping charges. They fit right in his trunk. John helped them check them out before they left. So I went in my office the other day, where I've been piling up stuff for 13 years, and cleaned out some files and 2 of my bookshelves, and just walking in there, it just feels open. This feels so much better. I want to be in here now. It's not a closet. So that's another thing, is to clean out, make space. And just a little thing. When I was talking about this morning, they said, oh, my home is so cluttered. And I'm like, don't do your whole house. Do your purse. Do your car. Clean out your email inbox. Just a little thing. It doesn't, a drawer, a desk drawer. But by doing this in the physical, you're clearing space in consciousness, because it's all about consciousness. The whole point of life is not to pay your bills, right? It's to express your divine potential. That's why you're here. But you can't do it if you're worried about paying the rent, yes? So, I invite you into this prosperity practice until June 11th. Nobody's going to know if you're doing it or not, just you. We don't care if you bring this back or not. It's all up to you. And if you really want to take a deep dive, I'm teaching a class on this book called Even Mystics Have Bills to Pay. It starts on Thursday, May the 18th, and it's going to go through the summer. So we're going to study the first 7 chapters, which Reverend Jim Rosemary, who wrote the book, calls the foundation. And there's a lot of practical application of prosperity principles that we're going to be doing together as a group. There's another 40-day prosperity practice that we're going to do. So if you want to sign up, let me know. We've got more information on our website, and you can just email me at minister@unitysavannah.org, or let Amanda know in the office. So just know that the greatest gift that you can give anybody is your presence, because you are the divine substance in expression. You are the love of God in expression. You are the light of the world. And so working these prosperity principles just helps us to shine our light that much brighter and to do what we came here to do, which is to serve and to give and to love, to support each other, and to be all that we can be. I'm going to invite the band to come back up now, please. And we have a prosperity song for you. How about that? It says, if you're going to ask for more, get ready to get. So are you ready to get? Is anybody ready to get? I can't wait. Pink. Love. The heart. And wisdom. You got to have them both together. So what have you got over there, Kyle?
Well, you got a right to be happy. You got a right to feel blue. Well, you got a right to keep on pushing, or you'll go through changes you don't want to. So if you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get. Some people say what they don't like, and that they live with what they don't like. Once they live with what they don't like, all they want to do is talk about what they don't like. Well, if you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get. Get ready. Get ready. When you say the words, get ready. Get ready. Cause the universe is heard and you say it, and you feel that it's true. God can't help but do it to you. So what it is what you say. And what you say, sure enough, gotta be. When you think a little higher, say the words and the truth will set you free. Well, if you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get. Get ready. When you say the words, get ready. Cause the universe is hurting. You say it and you feel that it's true. God can't help but do it to you. So what it is what you say. And what you say is sure enough gonna be. If you think a little higher, say the words and the truth will set you free. If you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get. Well, if you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get. Well, if you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get.
How about that Spirit I Am band? All right, so let's affirm our 5 unity principles together. Here comes number 1. There is only one power, one presence in our lives and in the universe. We are the Christ of God in expression. Thoughts plus feelings equal outcome. There is power in affirmative prayer and meditation. We must live the truth we know. And now, after all this talk about tithing, here's your opportunity. Opportunity, not an obligation. Here come the bowls. We also have the unitysavannah.org website. Press the donate button. Said it again.
Right here, right now. We give thanks this day for all of the blessings that Unity of Savannah provides us and that we share with others. And we give a prayer of thanks to each and every one of us as we do what we do by tithing.
Let's affirm together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. So God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Don't forget that next Sunday is our birthday Sunday. We're going to have a birthday potluck, so please bring a dish to share with your friends. And if you're celebrating something, let us know. We're glad you're here today. Tell somebody, I'm glad you're here today. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Let's all stand and join hands. We're going to make a big circle all the way around the room. So let's get in a big circle, please. Take someone's hand. Look around at the face of God.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace meant to be. With earth as our mother, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.